Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Mad Knives, a 5-album, 5-movie sci-fi concept project, and today we're doing a weekly journal entry. This is TMK018, 18 weeks into this. Where are we? We're in album and movie 1 out of 5, about halfway through, I would imagine, and the last vocalist is tracking. That's big news. Let's get into it. Show the logo, play the music. Okay, so what happened last week? Well, I only have one item for what happened last week. The farmer is now tracking. And that is the last vocalist to be tracking. So the co-pilot got done first, the doctor got done second, the pilot got done third, and now the farmer is actually under contract and tracking. I think it's going to take a handful of weeks. The farmer appears on 8 of the 10 songs on the first album, and I think we're going to try to do it in 2 batches. So we had our first pre-production call Tuesday of last week. So pre-production call number 1 is done. And he should be working on the first 4 songs now. So only one item really on what happened last week, but it's a big item. The farmer is tracking, final vocalist in the works right now. So let's go on to feelings. Traditionally my favorite section of the weekly journal entry. Feelings. So I've been having a strange feeling that I want to talk about, and this might be a concept that people are familiar with. Demo-itis, I'm calling it. This is the idea that when you make a demo for a project you're working on, if you listen to it for too long, you start to be so in love with the demo that final tracks don't meet your expectations, I guess is the right way to say it. So I've had this, I've actually had this at least twice with the Mad Knives project now, this Demo-itis. So I first made the very, very first demos many years ago. It was 2020 or something, like 5 or 6 years ago. I made the initial demos. And I didn't know what to do with them at first. It was all proof of concept for this strange quintuplet drum groove that is like the foundation for this whole project. And I made the demos and I didn't know what to do with them because, like, you know, I was singing on them and I'm not a singer, and like the instrument parts were things that I had done in like this really rough way. There were only 2 mics on the drums and they weren't even full drums, and it was like very, very, very basic, rough demos, right? But I sat with them for long enough that I started to really like certain things about them. And that made a problem when it came time to do the final instrument tracks, which I did like 5 or 6 months ago. So when I sat down to do those and I got everything moved over into new sessions and I got, you know, 8 mics on the drum set and I got everything tuned the way I wanted to and got the parts really nailed down and stuff, I was having demo-itis at that time because things come out differently when you do new versions. And like there were, even though that original demo was really rough, like the way it was recorded and in the format of the song, like everything about it was rough, there were a couple of moments of like magic, you know, like a couple of little magical moments in the demos, and I fell in love with them. And then when it was time for me to do the final tracks, the instrumental tracks, I was having demo-itis about those. And that was like 5 or 6 months ago. So now I'm on my second round of demo-itis because I did the final instrument tracks, but I still had my demo vocals on all of them. And I made myself like a board mix out of that. And I was listening to it as I was searching for singers and listening to it as I was trying to decide what to do with the YouTube project and try to figure out how to get this all moved forward. So I listened to this second demo a whole bunch. And now I have demo-itis for the second demo, as I'm getting these final vocal tracks in. And so essentially I'm just kind of complaining about demo-itis two times because of the way I made this. And I'm in it right now. And a weird part of it is that, like, I haven't listened to the songs. Like in any format with any version of the vocals or anything. I haven't listened to any of the songs in 2 or 3 weeks, really. Like, just not at all. Like, I'm taking a little break from listening to the album, and I think it's an attempt to get rid of this demo-itis or something, because I'm about to be listening to it a whole bunch, because what's next, the next section of our journal entry here is obviously farmer vocals, gotta finish them. So that's production work on my part. And then after that, I need to make mix notes. And that's gonna require like a whole bunch of listening, and it's going to require a whole bunch of listening with the final vocal tracks. So I don't know if I'm just like taking a little break before I get to that step or what, but it's kind of hilarious. I've been doing a lot of work on the project and just still pushing forward in a lot of ways, but also not listening to the songs, which is interesting. Okay, so next, farmer mix notes. And then I just got done recording a video that I'm really excited about. So now that the story series is over, by the way, go check out the story series if you haven't seen it yet. That's me talking through the story of the Mad Knives, one song at a time through the whole first album, and then a wrap up of the story of the whole first album. Very cool stuff if you want to know what's going on with the Mad Knives in the story. So that's done. And as a result, there is now a new deep dive series where I'm talking about the drum grooves for each of the songs on the first album. And the reason that this is interesting is because these songs and this whole project is based around a style of drum grooves that I've been working on for a very long time. Let me get the book to show you. So this is the book, The 10/8 Drum Method. I wrote this a couple years ago around the concept of these quintuplet grooves, which are pervasive all through this album and all through this whole project, actually kind of the reason for the project. So I'm starting this series to go through the drum grooves in each song. And this is very drummer centric, but I'm playing the grooves, I'm talking about how they work, playing them just with the drums, and then playing clips in context with the songs so you can see how it sounds like in a groove with other instruments. And I just started this series. The first video is out now, and it's the first song, Come On Out to Space. So this is just another way into the project. There's a video from the story series on Come On Out to Space talking about what's going on in the story for that song. And so now we have a video out talking about the unique and specific drum grooves that are happening in that song, Come On Out to Space. I'm really excited about that series. I'm a drummer first, a drummer at heart, so it's cool for me to demonstrate these grooves and talk about what's going on in these songs. So I think that's it for the journal entry this week. You can follow me on YouTube by liking and subscribing, of course. You can get more details for the project on the website, themadknives.com, or you can catch up with me on Instagram at themadknives. That's it for this time. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week.